What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a brand hammer new Yamaha that looks like it's straight out of the 70s and 80s, guys. Yamaha XSR900 2025, even though it looks like a retro model. Actually, it is a retro model. It doesn't look like a retro model. It's a brand new model that looks old, which is called retro. Anyways, Van Diemen full exhaust system on this thing. It is super nice looking, just like all Van Diemen's very high quality exhaust. You can see the nice color that we're getting already, and it doesn't even have many miles on it yet. The customer just installed the exhaust system, but you know you gotta tune these things once you modify them. And on top of that, from the factory, this thing has crazy throttle restrictions. We're getting rid of all that today. I'll talk more about that here in just a second. Here we go, boys. Guys, on these brand new Yamahas, they are fun to ride right out of the box. They actually ride pretty smooth, a little heavy on the engine braking, but the biggest thing with these things, first gear, decent power, not what it should be, but second gear literally falls on its face. 0 horses in second gear. Third gear picks back up. Fourth gear pretty decent. Fifth gear pretty decent. Why in the world Yamaha reduced the power more in second gear than they did in first? I do not know, but we use the Woolwich Racing software to fix all those problems. I'll show you more about that here in just a second, but let's look at the overlay on this thing. The new gauges for 2025 look absolutely insane. Very attractive looking setup. We're gonna fire it up. I've already got the bike warmed up and ready to go. It's ready for a baseline pull. Let's see what kind of horsepower this bike makes with just the exhaust system bolted on, stock ECU, all the restrictions are still there. We're gonna run it and see what we got. On the dyno right there. Listen one more time. I'm going to take off in first. I'm going to use the quick shifter, go to second. Listen to the bike fall in RPM. Results are in. Let's see what kind of power we got. Push the magic button there. Oh Lord, I got a bunch of mess on the screen. Let me delete all these other runs from this other tune I was doing. 1 second, guys. Let me clean all this up for you. We had a GSXR1000 on earlier. All right, that is our baseline pull, 105.9. Pretty decent looking power curve, but you can see here at 9,500 RPMs. The bike falls off in power, and then at 10.2 she's done completely. Let's see what we can do about that. ECU Flash is in progress. Before we run it again, we are going to take the baffle out. This thing came with a baffle in the exhaust. I have removed the screw that holds the baffle in. As soon as the bike is able to be started, I'm gonna crank it back up, and I want you guys to hear the difference as I remove that quiet core from Van Diemen. Probably is also gonna give us a little more power as well. Usually those things are worth horsepower or 2 or 3. So anyways, let's look inside the software on this XSR900. This is a stock map, I guess you would say, and we are looking at the ETV tables, electronic throttle valve. We're gonna put it in first gear. These numbers up here at the top of the screen are, I guess you would say, the throttle value opening percent for how much your hand is giving it, the TPS. This over here is the RPMs. These numbers in here is how much throttle the ECU is actually giving the bike. So even though you're going wide open, the ECU is technically controlling your throttle based on what your hand has done. All right, so you can see here, first gear, 5,500 RPMs. When you go wide open, the bike goes 46% throttle. Not that cool, huh? Second gear, I'm sorry, first gear, top of the RPMs, 85, and then back here at 10,100 RPMs, it goes back to 81%. So even though you're wide open and pinned, it went up to 85, but then back down to 81. Now check this out. Let's put it in second gear, and we're just gonna highlight a bunch of this so you can see the changes pretty easy. Watch this when we put it in second. Watch the numbers highlighted. Boom, they get smaller. So this is what I was talking about with that second gear delay slash pause. Crazy. So right in here, look, 25% throttle. Let's put it in first. 34% throttle. What in the world? So you get less throttle in second than you did in first. You can hear that on the dyno. So, I don't know if I made my sound effects right, but you guys heard it on the dyno. I can't make this stuff up. The bike made the noises for us. Long story short, big RPM drop, 1, 2, 2, 3, not that much RPM drop, normal. So we're gonna fix all that in the ECU flashing and tuning. We got this computer over here doing the work now. That way we can have this bike ready to go here in just a second. Here we go, guys. ECU is flashed, baffle is still in. I removed the screw, it's giving me a little bit of hard time coming out. Hoping I can make a couple pulls and it'll blow it out. We'll see what happens, but it'll also give us the horsepower gain with the flashed ECU and the baffle still in. That way we can see what the baffle removal is worth. The power gains are pretty nice overall so far. You can see we got the RPMs to keep going a good bit further by getting rid of all the restrictions. Right now we're sitting at 109.89 from 105. 5 horsepower gain on this thing is not bad right off the rip. Our air fuel ratio is pretty good. This is where we were stock. This is where we are now. We got a couple little humps and bumps to fix, but overall not too bad. We're gonna get this baffle out first before we do much more tuning. So the baffle does not slide out very easy at all. We worked it and fought it and everything. The screw come right out, no problem. So we end up sliding the muffler off. Tucker's took it inside to tap it out. I just thought for fun we'd fire it up with no muffler so you can see how loud this thing is. I don't recommend that for the old eardrums. Super, super loud. But there you have it, XSR900, MT09, whatever you want to call it. Straight pipe. And just like that, the baffle is out. All she needed was a little love tapping from the backside. And we got her out. But you can see our exhaust opening is going to be much, much bigger now. Muffler's going back on. We're going to have us a real sound clip and a real dyno gain here in just a minute. Comment and let me know, how much do you think we're going to go from, let's just call it 109. How much is it going to jump us up by just removing the baffle? I'm going to say 2 horsepower. Baffle is out. Let's see what this puppy sounds like now. Oh yeah, definitely a good bit louder once you rev it. Let's see if we got any power gains. Restrictions are gone, the baffle is out, and just like I suspected, we went from 109 to 111. Now let's clean up the air-fuel ratio, fine-tune this thing, and see how much more we can get. Here we go, boys. I'm happy with the tuning on this XSR. It's pretty much ready to go. Let's see what our final numbers are. Numbers are in. Ooh, we look at our before and after. Now this is baffle removal, ECU restriction removal, and tune 116. We went from 105 to 116.25 overall. Super good gains. Let's take this, I guess you'd say, jumble of mess off, clean this graph up so you guys can see it nice. Put it where our blue is our start, our red is our final, and those right there, folks, are some big horsepower increases. At 10,000 RPMs, 9,900, we went from 100 to 100 and let's call it 115. 15 horsepower increase at 10,000 RPMs. Overall, huge gains. That's gonna do it for the tuning on this bike, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go back and check out some of our other videos on XSR900s, MT09s. We've done all kind of stuff, GSXRs, ZX10s, Vulcan 1700s, whatever you can think of, we've about done it on the channel. If you're new, welcome to the party. Go check out some of the content. We appreciate you watching. Smash that like button. We'll see you next time.